Hi, this is Good Afternoon Ghana, coming live to you from the Ikea Boahema studio here at Northridge. My name is Helen Anyewejan. Let's get into the headlines for today's afternoon. I don't know. Okay, prime suspect in the murder of Jirapa Dubai owner Elisha Mahama sentenced to life imprisonment. Cashew farmers in the Kintampo in the Buno East region raise alarm over the detrimental impact of unauthorized buyers collapsing their business. Later on Business Edge, we'll be looking at the 2025 World Food Day and the impact of illegal mining in attaining food security. Thank you very much for keeping us company. My name again is Helen Anyewejan. Let's get into our first story for this afternoon. Founder and leader of Movement for Change, Alan John Tremantin, has launched a new political party called United Party. The vision of the new political party, according to the leader of the Movement for Change, is to build a united, peaceful and prosperous country. In a speech, Mr. Tremantin noted that the new party is a broad-based centrist national party that seeks a united Ghana with a view of liberating the energies of every Ghanaian for economic transformation.
We Ghanaians are decent people and want to make sure that we bring decency into our politics. This is what we are looking for as the United Party. But what is our vision? I'm not even sure what our two big parties, what their vision is. I've not quite heard them articulating their vision. You see, what a vision does is to articulate the aspiration. What is the overarching goal that you are looking for? How are people going to measure you? So if you say that my vision is to become the richest man, then that is your aspiration. That is your goal. And so if by the certain date you are not the richest man, it means you have failed. So articulating a vision is very important. And this is a fundamental problem in Ghana. Do you recall any party that has articulated to you a clear, concise vision by which we can measure their performance? We want to change the dynamics. The vision of the United Party is to make Ghana the economic powerhouse of Africa by 2040. By 2040. And that is what we call Vision 2040. And we are branding this as the Paradise Project. So by 2040, if the people of Ghana, by the grace of God, install us in power, then we promise them that by 2040, Ghana will become a paradise. Now, you may articulate your vision, but what is it that you are going to do to realize your vision? That is what your mission is. And our mission as a party is to build one, a united, peaceful, secure, and prosperous country. Can you become the economic powerhouse of Africa if you are divided? No. Can you become the economic powerhouse of Africa if there's no peace in your country? No. Can you become the powerhouse if you are not secure as a nation? No. And this, together with prosperity, is what would make us the economic powerhouse. And also, our mission is to provide equal opportunity for all Ghanaians, not for some, but for all Ghanaians. What we have been witnessing since independence is that the opportunities are open for only a few people. the United Party is going to change the dynamics in Ghanaian politics. And
let's do some more politics this afternoon as former Vice President and NPP presidential flag bearer hopeful Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has made an appeal to delegates in the Senate East constituency in the Bono East region, urging them to consider his long-standing commitment to the party as grounds for leading it into the 2028 general elections. Addressing party supporters during his tour, Dr. Bawumia reflected on what he described as a 16-year journey of loyalty and sacrifice.
Kukurudu. Na uhwe party media ejuma me ye wo party mu me by the last 16 years me de me ho abo afore ama party 2008 na me wo Bank of Ghana na me ye omo penny governor no Abedi Chiri penny no Abedi Chiri deputy governor of Bank of Ghana ena na Akufo-Addo be frame me o se mimbe ye na Abedi Chiri Samre no na President Kufuor ebedi 8 years na nipa bebre cast kire me say mama njai me ejuma no na membe ye running mate o say no party a breaking 8 no enti me ba ye ndi nkunim but me kan kire o mo say President Kufuor ena appointing me deputy governor enti MPP here say me ba abeboa na ye nya let me din kunima mentimi nkase member enti me resigning my job ewo Bank of Ghana be ye running mate of the MPP me baye ye din kunim so me hwehwe ejuma foforo me benya ejuma ewo African Development Bank omo de me ko Zimbabwe se me nkoye omo penyi ewo Zimbabwe we was Zimbabwe and 2012 beduye and Nana Akufo-Addo sambaye or say minjai na membrefi na membeye na Abedi Chiribium for 2012 election. Ye president of African Development Bank Opame Cho or say maminjai jumano or Fre President Kufuor say onemin kasa say maminjai jumano emba Ghana bium but me kanchiro mo say since a party no hear me se member mbe boade mintimi ka se member me resign here and me samba and me be ye ejuma as running mate ye bae mu nyina anim se NDC for omuko wie mu ewo 2012 eninti ye ndi nkunim so ye call Supreme Court semokai you and I were not there me na me kodi adanse ema party no Star Witness. Mina me ye pink sheet no so me lead team no na ye pink sheet no ejuma no me call Supreme Court eko di adanse eko defendi party no pa yan di nkunim but ye kire Ghana fo nyina say ye na ye win 2012 election no ye wie ye me simu me ka say me nko baby abium metna Ghana na ma bo campaign no me call lecture after lecture after lecture me the pressure egu NDC for so me country Nana Akufo-Addo say 2016 election yidie me pese ujai John Mahama emma me na me no yenko boot for 2016 election.
Let's turn our attention to health this afternoon as the Ghana Health Service has confirmed high cases of influenza strain H3N2 and H1N1 in the Greater Accra, Central, Bono and Eastern regions. The service, in a statement copied to the Ghana News Agency in Accra on Wednesday, said the strains detected are part of Ghana's seasonal flu viruses. The rise in infections coincides with the country's annual flu season, which peaks during the cooler months. Let's take a look at some key pointers from the statement. cases in Ghana. Now, Ghana is experiencing a rise in seasonal influenza. That's flu cases, confirmed strains, that is influenza A, which is H3N2, and then H1N1. Affected regions, we have the Greater Accra region, Central, Bunu, and Eastern regions. The increase coincides with the Ghana's annual flu season, which peaks during the cooler months. Now, some of the symptoms increasing in this increasing seasonal influenza cases in Ghana are sudden fever, cough, sore throat, runny nose, body aches, headache, and fatigue. Mainly through respiratory droplets, that's coughing, sneezing, and talking. Also spreads via contaminated surfaces. Rapid spread occurs in crowded settings, schools, dormitories, markets, transport hubs. High-risk groups that include children and adolescents, especially with school in session. Also elderly persons, pregnant women as well, people with chronic illness, that's asthma, diabetes, and heart diseases. Now, what to do to prevent this? So these are some of the preventive measures. Seek medical care early if you have flu-like symptoms. Also, stay home when unwell to prevent spread. Also, practice good hygiene. That's wash hands regularly, cover coughs or sneezes, disinfect surfaces as well. Avoid crowded places and close contact with sick people. Wear a face mask in crowded settings. Now, health system response. Enhance surveillance and rapid testing in health facilities. Also, updated treatments protocols for clinicals as well, and public education campaigns via media and community platforms. Coordination with regional health and directorates for timely response. Also, collaborate with Ghana Education Service to protect students and staff. Now, Acting Director General Ghana Health Service, Dr. Samuel Kaba Akoriye, called on Ghanaians not to be afraid while urging the public to adopt safety measures and suggesting safety measures. This follows the outbreak of influenza in 4 regions of the country. He spoke on Metro TV's Good Morning Ghana.
Have confirmed the type of virus stability, which is H3N2 and H1N1. These are regular seasonal viruses found in Ghana, and as the word goes, seasonal. Anytime our temperatures get cold, we kind of experience them. And so it's one of those regular things that happen in Ghana every year. And we shouldn't be too afraid of them because it will happen again next year. What we should take the necessary measures to make sure that they do not actually harm us to the extent that we might be forced to put in measures of restrictions that are not necessary. And we can avoid this by making sure that we wash our hands, we use face masks, we keep our environment clean, and at every given time, if we feel any kind of sickness that has to do with the respiratory tract, like you kind of feel like it's fever, flu-like symptoms, cough, sneezing, please isolate yourself, use your face mask, and if you're not feeling good, just go to the nearest hospital. All the doctors in our hospitals have been sensitized about this. They know exactly what to do to support you. We know most of the time it's found in places that is very congested, like schools, market areas. So we advise strongly that when you go in there, just use your face mask and you'll be fine. And keep the sanitizers, hand washing, and you'll be fine. So I'll call on all Ghanaians And let me even mention this, that I'm working together with my colleague, the Director General of Ghana Education Service, and to make sure that we extend all the necessary support, and both technically and material to the areas, the schools affected. But I will say to all Ghanaians, please, when you feel any of these symptoms, please just go to the hospital. You'll be well taken care of. But more than that, please use your face masks, wash your hands, use hand sanitizers, and we'll all be fine. This is a seasonal thing. After the season, it also goes.
Now, joining us on phone for some health tips and education on the public health alerts on the seasonal influenza outbreak is the head of disease control units at the Mankesim, Charles Bonnie-Gatti. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Now, tell us, give us some tips to first of all go with, and then you educate us a bit more.
Yes, so just like we've all heard, the influenza is a seasonal infection, sort of. It comes when the weather is conducive for the virus, like the cold weather and other things. And so it will come and go. Influenza actually is a self-limiting infection. And so within 5 to 7 days, it must go. But it all depends on how we handle it. And so if you have cold-like symptoms and you move out, you kind of expose other people that you see, and so can make the outbreak prolong. And so that's the reason why the measure is that you stay in the house. When you are unwell, you go to the nearest health facility, and then you are taken care of. You know, when you have the influenza, you have symptoms like severe headache, high body temperature, sore throat, chest pain, general weakness, and other things. And so and then you also be dehydrated. When these things are coming and you are feeling so uncomfortable, you go to the nearest health facility and it will be dealt with. But we know that the spread is through droplets. And so as I am speaking, as you are sneezing and you are having cold and you are sneezing, you are coughing, you are outputting droplets from your body into the system, into the environment. And when people inhale, they can also get the influenza. That's the reason why if you get it, you stay away from people, you stay at home, you manage yourself, you rest a lot, you take in a lot of fluid. And then most importantly, you wear your nose mask. And because your hands usually go to your faces, you wash your hands intermittently or use the hand sanitizer. But then the most important thing is that when you are developing complications or when it has stayed with you for more than 7 days, you need to seek for health care. If not, it can develop into complications where you can have difficulty in breathing, you can have sore throat and other things that comes with it. And so generally, we know that it is a passing infection just because it is a seasonal. And so how long the outbreak will last depends on how we manage it. If we get it and we stay at home, not going into a lot of people, then we are protecting the people who have not gotten. Those who are more vulnerable in getting this infection are the children under 5 years, the elderly, and then those who have comorbid like asthma, diabetes, and other chronic infections will also be very vulnerable to this infection.
Thank you very much for the education there. That was Charles Bonnie-Gatti, who is the head of disease control unit at Mankesim. Now let's turn attention to other matters. As Elisha Mahama, the prime suspect in the murder of Eric Johnson, owner of the Royal Cozy Hills Hotel, popularly known as Jirapa Dubai, has been convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment by the Wa High Court. The court, presided over by Justice Yusuf Asibe, found Mahama guilty of the crime but acquitted and discharged 2 other accused persons, Belinda Miller and Kweku Kankambu Bata.
Eric Johnson, proprietor of the luxury safari resort in Jurapa in the Upper West region, was brutally killed in February 2024. According to court records, he was stabbed multiple times in his private residence. Mahama, who previously worked as the human resource manager at the hotel, had been dismissed after being accused of engaging in multiple sexual relationships with several female employees, a situation that created tension and disrupted operations at the facility. Prosecutors told the court that on the night of February 10, 2024, Mahama scaled the fenced wall of Johnson's residence using a ladder. Phone records revealed that he made several calls to Belinda Miller during the act, seeking information about the location of the master key to Johnson's room. Once inside, Elisha Mahama attacked and fatally stabbed the hotel owner, leaving him naked and in a pool of blood. The prosecution further indicated that Mahama stole an undisclosed amount of money and the key to Johnson's Nissan vehicle, which he used to flee the scene. The car was later found abandoned at Jurapa Zongo. Two other accused persons, Belinda Miller and Kweku Kombata, were acquitted and discharged. Being found guilty, Elisha Mahama has been sentenced to life imprisonment.
Now, Ghana joins the global community to celebrate 44th edition of World Food Day and underscoring the fundamental human right to food. World Food Day is an international day celebrated every year worldwide on October 16 to commemorate the date of the founding of the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization in 1945. This year's edition is focused on the theme Hand in Hand for Better Foods and a Better Future. It highlights the Food and Agricultural Hand-in-Hand initiative, which fosters evidence-driven, country-led partnerships aimed at transforming agri-food systems and strengthening food security. And the aim of the day is to transform agri-food systems, promote global awareness and action for those who suffer from hunger, and to highlight the need to ensure healthy diets for all and make sure that everyone has access to a healthy diet. Now, Ghana Deputy Minister for Trade and Agriculture, Honorable Samson Ahi, says government is committed to reducing the cost of agribusiness operations by exempting import duties on agro-processing machinery, and he made this known during a media interaction at the Bunu Regional Agribusiness Consultation Meeting in Sunyani, held under the theme Transforming Ghana's Agribusiness Through Value Addition, Innovation and Inclusion. The consultation forms part of a nationwide stakeholder engagement to gather input for Ghana's new national agribusiness policy.
With profound honor and steadfast assurance to our common desire to develop the agribusiness sector, this consultation marks a crucial moment in our shared mission to transform Ghana's agribusiness sector and unlock the enormous potential of transitioning our country from an agrarian economy to an industrialized one. This is a true demonstration of the importance the government places on the development of the agribusiness sector. Hence, the realignment of the Ministry of Trade and Industry to Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. The inclusion of agribusiness is deliberate, and it is intended to focus on value addition and value extension across various agricultural value chains, with the potential of changing the economic treasuries of our dear country. The global agribusiness market, valued at approximately 3.4 to 3.5 trillion US in 2024, is projected to swell to between 4.4 and 5.8 trillion by 2033. This remarkable growth signals a vibrant and expanding industry that we can position ourselves to harness. This can be done by investing in innovation, sustainable practices, contract commercial farming, and value-added processing. We can tap into this global market and drive economic prosperity for all Ghanaians. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the theme for the consultation, Resetting Agribusiness for Inclusive and Sustainable Industrial Growth, is not only timely, but also vital for Ghana's long-term development. This is because, considering how we have managed the sector, the need for research to address the challenges facing Ghana's industries cannot.
Farmers in Kintampo in the Bono East region have raised an alarm over the detrimental impact of unauthorized buyers and collapsing their business. According to the farmers, these buyers are using dubious tactics to purchase cashew at prices as low as 5 cedis, below the standard price of 15 cedis per kilo. They are therefore calling for fixed pricing throughout the season. There is more in the following report.
The Bono region became a cashew hub in the country in 2018 after the establishment of 46,000 hectares of cashew plantation under the government's Planting for Export and Rural Development (PED) program. Farmers were trained on proper harvest practices, making their cashew product unique. These gains are, however, being drained as farmers are affected not only by illegal mining, but a cartel of buyers are allegedly manipulating the market by purchasing cashew crops at unreasonable prices and potentially collapsing the cashew business. According to the farmers, these buyers use tactics to purchase cashew at prices as low as 5 cedis, below the standard price of 15 cedis per kilo. Here are some farmers calling for an intervention to stop what they describe as a canker that is threatening their livelihoods.
Galamsey has destroyed our cocoa, so government must turn an eye to cashew farming.
I have 5 acres of cashew. Work on the farm is very tedious. We hire farm hands and pay them 50 cedis each daily. But in the end, buyers purchase at unstable prices.
If government helps the cashew industry, it can boost the country's economy.
The former association chairman, Emmanuel Okra, called on the government to prioritize the cashew sector by strengthening initiatives. He recommended the practical approach of establishing cashew processing factories to boost the economy.
A processing factory will help so many issues, including prices that change at different times along the growing season. If we are able to process to add value, it will be more beneficial than harvesting just the nuts.
He noted that other economically viable use of cashew apples is for wine and alcohol, which can be exported to bring income if the government pays attention to the sector. The Bono region.
Now, Green Communities International, in collaboration with key stakeholders, has officially launched the upcoming International Conference on Environmental Sustainability and Development in Africa 2025. Now, at the Gimpa Green Hill campus in Accra, the launch events brought together environmental advocates, academics, and policymakers committed to promoting sustainable development across the continent.
It was all excitement and inspiration at the Gimpa Green Hill campus as Green Communities International, in partnership with stakeholders, officially launched the International Conference on Environmental Sustainability and Development in Africa, ISDA 2025. The event marks the beginning of a series of engagements aimed at promoting innovative solutions and research towards environmental protection and sustainable growth on the continent. President of Green Communities International, Professor De Graft Owusu-Menu, used the occasion to remind participants that the quest for money must not overshadow our duty to protect the planet. He said, the time is now to start changing our minds towards climate change and dealing with it for a better world.
Businesses should not do business not to the extent that it will affect the environment and the people and in the name of making money. Yes, you should make money, but when you are making money, you should think about the planet. That supports you, that sustains you. And you should also think about the people you work with, the social aspect of it. So it's not about you making huge profit, but the ESG concept tries to bring all these things together and holistically address them so that the planet Earth can be safe. You, the business person, will make your profit, and then also the stakeholders also will also enjoy life.
The main conference is scheduled for 23rd and 24th October 2025, and it will be preceded by a pre-conference doctoral workshop on October 22nd, 2025, providing young researchers with an opportunity to deepen their understanding of sustainability and climate action. The ISDA 2025 conference promises to be a key platform for knowledge sharing and collaboration toward building a greener future for Africa.
That'll be all for the news updates here on Good Afternoon Ghana. My name is Helen Anyeweja. Kwesi Efriye comes through with Business Edge after this break. Do stay.
I just want to hear. Welcome to season 2 of Play by Ear. Make some noise! This is the only show all you need is your ear to win some cash. When I say Play by Ear, what you say?
His uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, Star 712 hash. Yeah, you go be the luckiest. Copy from Toja be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Senya God the apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Victory, celebration, legacy. It's 40 years of Jesus is our victory. Join Victory Bible Church International for the Wonderful Jesus Conference 2025. A power-packed celebration marking 40 glorious years of God's faith and God's grace. It all begins on Saturday, 12th October with the Mega Praise and Worship Night, a night of pure gratitude and praise. Then get ready for the Wonder Walk on October 25th, a citywide walk of testimony and victory. From October 27th to the 30th of October, the Wonderful Jesus Conference continues live at the VBCI Dominion Sanctuary, Awoshi Junction. Expect nothing but divine encounters, miracles, and transformation. On October 31st, meet us at the Independence Square for a nationwide gathering of worship, power, and the Word. Then on November 1st, join the outreach program at Mancho Agbona. Then let's touch lives and share the love of Jesus Christ. And finally, the grand service at the Independence Square on November 2nd. Come and witness the glory of 40 years of victory. Ministering are Bishop N.A. Takiyaboy, Bishop Clement Amankwa Isehene, Bishop Elijah Saforo, and Bishop Emmanuel Akon. Wonderful Jesus Conference 2025. 40 years of grace, power, and impact. From the 12th of October to the 2nd of November. Victory Bible Church International invites you to celebrate Jesus, because Jesus is our victory.
Never throw rubbish or waste in the sea and rivers. Our water bodies are sacred. Let's protect them. Don't wait for others. Start cleaning today. The best time to act was yesterday. The next best is now.
Some loves are born in the blink of an eye.
I've been madly in love with her since the first time I saw her. Then let's get married today.
I'll be the happiest woman in the world by your side.
And they kill your soul in a flash. Televisa presents You Are the One. Angela dreams of keeping her promise to be a great doctor and help her people. To Alvaro, ambition is stronger than his dream. And this greed will lead him to commit the worst betrayal to the woman he loves.
I will have a husband no matter what.
Samantha, will you please marry me?
Turning all her dreams into painful disappointments and dangerous consequences.
I've been waiting for you to answer my calls, Alvaro. I haven't heard anything from you. I've sent you so many messages, but you've never responded.
Have you left the bus station?
I just want to pay my debt and get out of here.
Her photographs are going to sell fast, and she will be our gold mine. Our clients will love those.
Are you looking for a boyfriend? Are you all right?
You Are the One, proudly sponsored by The Luckiest, Appointed Time Printing, Time Herbal Mixture, Samu Spices, Givers Herbal Center, Blue Jeans Energy Drink.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step.
The journey continues, but becoming that phenomenal lady doesn't happen in a day.
It takes courage and refusing to settle for less.
This season, on the PL Show, it gets much more diverse,
engaging and impactful. This is the PL Show.
We paint the perfect picture of pain, sleepless nights, hard work, and of course, the ultimate breathtaking view from the mountaintop. Success.
Successful ladies from all walks of life doing amazing things and positively effective change in their respective fields.
And as you know, we share all these with you, our ardent follower, to help you navigate that journey and also come out strong and phenomenal.
This is the PL Show.
It's brought to you by Kale Charcoal, Kale 360, and Kale Kicks Toothpaste.
When the day ends, the real stories begin. Michael Addo.
Updates with lawyers for former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta.
Efwa Ando. Sandra Ofosu. Ikuya Ababio. Dominic Ansapra.
We're bringing you the latest in the world of business.
Sharp, precise, compelling, unmissable, uncompromising. Newsnight, Tonight at 7 p.m. only on Metro TV.
You're welcome to Junction 5 Lounge.
Bar,
Grill,
chill.
You know, say me the lot for the whole area. Me the control every street for here. My name is Lord Gaza. Lord Gaza. You do hear they mix liquor and things. I beg you, for do what? For gather some vim. The bar, otherwise, I think gather boys. You are bad, but you now I see. Landlord, I beg this one. I beg you for understanding. Hello.
As young people, you need to be able to make decisions that will better your lives.
If you gave this money to me, Jane, I would have bought you nice clothes, like look nice, change my nails, like.
Oh, lifted. Hey, you be such God answer prayers.
Nanama Ejewa, is this the class you're supposed to be taking?
Hey.
Nanama,
Please,
is this really happening? What be the source of your word? What's the source of your poverty?
Are you bad this?
Coconut.
Are you bad this?
Coconut that.
Fast. Point of correction. I no be Lord Gaza anymore. If you call me Yao. Oh, Brian. Hey, all this we should call you this one. Brian for where? Well, I'm done saying that. Hey, see now what I'm doing there. You can't see me.
Your lounge has been placed at number 10. But after today,
number
I think,
10?
Yeah. After today, I think I'll place you guys at number 5, depending on the taste of your food. Yes.
Wait, and Jean is scared about a child and said, okay, you're thinking about what? What is going on with you?
You know one thing, you guys are so incompetent these days. Look here, I'm talking to you, you know that's the truth.
Supplies! You're surprised I've surprised you. Lord Gaza. M-H-O-V-E. Lord Gaza.
Basu.
Boss will they come? Yeah. I say you did lie. Me I did lie. You did lie. How the girl feel you?
Right, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. This is Business Edge, and let me say, time check is around 12:45, and we are live from our studios here at Rage in Accra. Just gone by is a new segment of the Good Afternoon Ghana show, and it's now time for the Business Edge. I'm quite excited about the topics I have for you today, and it's active, and it's something that we are going to learn, and it's a program also that's coming up, and so you want to take your time, stick and stay with us, listen to the conversation, and be involved in whatever that happens, right from the studio here to the programs that are coming up themselves, and how all of us are able to support road safety on our roads, the transport ministry, and the entire transport industry, how we can all get involved. And so I'll be talking about a fair which is coming up. They call it the Ghana Logistics and Transport Fair. And I'll be asking them questions about the industry. So you want to stick and stay with us. I luckily have the chief director of the chief admin director of the Ministry of Transport. I'll be introducing him pretty shortly. So you want to stick and stay with me. After that, I'll be doing the World Food Day. I'm told today is the World Food Day, so we'll be speaking to some stakeholders in the agri industry and especially peasant farmers, those who make sure that we have table or food on our table every day, those who make sure that the UN statistics that come up about food security and so on and so forth, they make sure that we're able to overcome it. So we're going to have an interview with them this very hour. And of course, we'll see how the city is performing against the major trading currencies. So that's how I'm going to begin. And of course, I can tell you that as of this morning, the appreciation of the city is quite good. From Monday, I've said that this week has been exciting. Some good performance, and it's been appreciating steadily, though, but it's been appreciating. So let's see how it is performing against the dollar. The dollar is selling at or buying at 11.24 Ghana cedis. That is it, some appreciation there, even from yesterday and 2 days ago. And then it is selling for 11.30 Ghana cedis. So, of course, midpoint will be around 11.2 or 25 thereabout. This is according to the average interbank exchange rate from the Bank of Ghana. I'm sure, again, like we keep saying, ICOMs will be better for the people that are at the ports trading for imports and exports. Let's see how the euro or the pound sterling is also trading. So the British pound sterling is going for 15.06 Ghana cedis, and it is selling for 15.07 Ghana cedis. This is quite a good time to do business, especially those of you who hoard the foreign currencies in anticipation of its rise against the cedi. And so this is some good time. You want to go back to the commercial banks and exchange your money if you have these currencies. All our prayer is that it will not go up again. We are almost getting into December, and so those who are doing the major importations and spending the dollar and the pound and the euro have already made their payments. We don't hope that it will keep going up. It would keep appreciating. That's our hope, as it says. So let's see the euro. The euro is also doing quite well, quite well. So currently it's buying for 13.08 Ghana cedis, and it is selling for 13.09 Ghana cedis. And so quite some good news there again. We almost always talk about the stability so that businessmen can make their projections and do business. But if it is this way, even though it is changing, if it's changing and changing for the better, then of course everybody else is happy. So if you go to any of the commercial banks this morning or as of close of business yesterday, this is how much the Bank of Ghana is expecting them to quote. There may be some slight differences, but it will still be around these figures. And people talk about the Abuchis as well. I'm sure that even though the Abuchis quotations may be different, the Bank of Ghana's quotations drive the Abuchis prices also down. And so it's quite some good news there. For afternoon, and I will introduce my guest here, seated here in the studio. I have mentioned already that I have the Director of Admin at the Ministry of Transport already with me here in the studio. I mentioned earlier on Chief Director, but he's the Director of Admin. In every institution, if you become the Director of Admin, I'm sure you are inching towards becoming the Chief Director, because for administration, almost everything stays at your door. Dr. Richard Fediele. Did I get the name right?
Richard Fediele.
Richard Fediele. Thank you for joining me this afternoon.
It's Mr., not the doctor.
Oh, not the doctor yet, but you're becoming a doctor very soon.
We pray it will be.
Okay, soon. So Richard, thank you very much for joining me. And then I have Frederick Say. Frederick Say is the marketing lead, Ghana Transport and Logistics Fair. Frederick, good afternoon and thank you very much for joining me.
Good afternoon, my friend.
I hope you're doing well as well.
I'm doing okay. How are you doing yourself?
Because you are the marketing manager, I have a lot of questions for the ministry itself, but because you are the marketing manager of the Ghana Transport and Logistics Fair, let me begin with you. What is it? What's the Ghana Transport and Logistics Fair?
Okay, so it's simple. You know, the transport industry, it's bigger than we think, right? All the way from your trotro meet to your assemblers, you know, and it affects everybody. So we are basically bringing together all these stakeholders within the transport sector to have conversations, dialogues that are hoping to shape policies for at least the next decade, right? Whilst having exhibitions, looking at innovations that are happening within the industry as well. So in a nutshell, that is what the Ghana Transport.
But why? Why the events? Why do you need to bring them together? Why are you organizing this event? We have lots of issues. I was just telling Richard about our issue with the DVLA. I've hosted the CEO of the DVLA, and we asked him every question about, for example, the cars that get tinted and the regulation, the implementation of the regulation, and now that it is on hold. There are issues of price increases. There are issues of spare parts. Why do you need to do this program?
So, just as you've mentioned, there are lots of problems, and it's just one or two you've mentioned. There's a whole lot of other problems people are facing within the sector, right? And so, this event is to bring these people together to hear these problems and find solutions to them, basically. Right? So, we are coming together to hear these problems through panel discussions, you know, and understand what these problems are, so that we can better address these problems as a ministry.
So, you are working with the ministry, or you are for the fair?
For the fair. I'm the marketing lead for the fair.
For the fair, but you are in partnership with the ministry.
Precisely.
Why are you supporting this, Richard?
Yeah, that's a good one. The Ministry of Transport, as we all know it, is a four-modal ministry. We have aviation, we have the maritime, we have the railway, and then the road transport services. All this under the Ministry of Transport. And you know, the Ministry of Transport, we are more or less the movers and then the shakers of this nation. We move the nation.
The economy, I mean, yes, I agree.
Yes.
I agree to that.
So, and bringing up to speed to the general public, we need to explain what the ministry does to the general public. For instance, if you go out there and ask, you do a random survey of what the public perceive about the ministry, they don't know.
Some of us just think that you help the transport operators to set prices. That's all we know.
That's all. And, and then also sell vehicles.
And sell vehicles, yes.
Meanwhile, selling vehicles is not part of our...
but you do supervise the sale of vehicles, or you don't?
No.
So if I go and import...
We are merely for the safety of it, regulation of it, and licensing of the vehicles, and that. So when it comes to the road transport sector, we deal mostly with the DVLAs, the transport sectors like MMT, Metro Mass Transport, STC, and the rest. And
the
then also deal with the private association, like the GPRTU, GRTCC, and the rest. These are our main stakeholders. But for the public to understand what exactly the ministry does, is the need to organize this fair. In fact, it's a maiden one, of course, that hasn't happened before, and bringing all the stakeholders in the sector together. And you see, the interesting thing is we want to reset the transport sector to improve connectivity, innovation, and investment. This is our team.
Improved connectivity,
innovation, and investment. So if you take these three key words, we bring in people that are well-versed into these sectors together. So we bring in all the agencies under the ministry, be it Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Ghana Maritime Authority, Ghana Shippers Authority, Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, Ghana Airport.
But everybody, like you said, everybody thinks that you do a trotro and that's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that we have 4 modes. And those modes are aviation, maritime, road transport services, and railway. So we deal with all this.
So the Ghana Shippers Authority actually is with you?
Yes, they are with
Professor Ransford Jampo.
Professor Ransford Jampo, yeah. And all the agencies that I mentioned. National Road Safety is also there us. And we're bringing all of them together under one umbrella. So it's like a one-stop shop kind of thing, where if the general public moves there, everything that you need to understand about the transport sector, it is there for you to know.
Frederick, let me ask you, what form is it going to take? So I'm happy Rich is telling us about the 4-mode approach of the ministry or sectors of the ministry. So there is a maritime, there is aviation, there is a railway, and then there's a road transport where almost everybody operates. What form is it going to take at the forum or the fair? Can you explain to me how many days? If there are 2 days, what's going to happen on each of the days?
Okay, so it's going to happen in 3 days, from the 22nd to the 24th of this month. And on the opening day, it's going to be the inaugural of the event, where we're going to have the president himself come to start the program for us. Now, leading into the event, there's going to be panel discussions, there's going to be exhibitions on various topics, right? So if you visit the event website, which is the GhanaTransportLogFair.org, we're going to have the itinerary, everything that's going to be happening at the fair from the 22nd, the 23rd, and then the 24th. All of the details are going to be there on the website.
And so if I am I just mentioned, for example, for the Ghana Shippers Authority, for example, obviously, I'm not going to sit with somebody who is operating trotro in a panel, or how is it going to be like? How is a panel going to be formed?
Okay, so the panel discussions, they are going to be based on conversations that we are looking to shape, right? So for most of the panel discussions, it's going to be some government, public institutions, heads of public institutions, and then some private players as well. So some of our partners, right, the examples we have, I2 Developments, KOFA, I2 Motor, some of these players are looking to shape conversations, narratives within the industry, right? And so some of these panel discussions are going to be led by thought leaders, right, from these public and private institutions.
Now, let me come to you. Do you have Abosu Kansper Paziles invited? Are they going to come? And it's bringing me to a question. Maybe you want to answer that, and then I come to Richard on that.
Okay. In fact, we invited almost all the stakeholders that we can think of. All of them, the transport operators, private sector, public sector, the business community, international bodies, development partners. We've invited all of them. Everybody that plays the fake. The logistic movers, freight movers, everybody is invited.
Are they going to, when they come, are you going to impress upon them to reduce their prices? The spare parts holders. I told you that I will be putting you on the spot in some of the. I know that we haven't discussed this since, but I'll be putting you on the spot in some of. Are you going to impress upon them too?
For government business, we want prices to be as low as it can be, but you know that a lot of things goes into price determination.
I just read that the dollar is coming down.
Yes, so
the city is appreciating against the dollar.
Exactly, a lot of things goes into price determination. So when it comes, we have to play all those things. We have to.
You are the director of admin. Are you going to make sure or speak to them that spare parts prices should come down? I mean,
for that one, you are sure the ministry has been doing that already, because we always meet the stakeholders and discuss these pertinent issues. And as I said earlier, all the things, the items that goes into price determination are just going in favor of government. So it will be good for business owners and all those sector players be reasonable and then come down with prices for the general public.
Let me ask one other question. One of the biggest problems we have, and I'll stay in the road sector for a while and I'll jump into other sectors, is rickety vehicles on our roads that we jump into. Some of the trotros we jump into, some of the, do you know Lampa Lampa? You know Lampa Lampa. The Kandishi cars, you know them.
Yes.
You know them.
Exactly.
And all of them are on our roads. You are the ministry, you are the regulatory sector. Why are they on?
Yeah.
But let me not cut you. I have one of my very good friends, Chief Nat Nsako, also in the studio. He's part of this entire program. And he's a chief executive officer of Digital Eye Limited. I didn't know that that's part of his companies anyway, but I'm happy to announce that he's here. Let me welcome him, and I'll come back to you for the question. Chief Nat, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, my
brother.
brother.
I hope you're doing very well. And it's been a very long time.
A long time.
More than a year I haven't seen you.
I know.
We are happy that the fair has brought you back into the studio. But let me continue my question, then I'll come back to you to talk about the fair. I was asking about the rickety vehicles. Why do we have a number of them on our roads?
Yes. In other jurisdictions, rickety cars are banned from our route. You know that that sector falls directly under the DVLA, the vehicle licenses, and that's why annually you go for roadworthy certificate and the like, and these vehicles are set and go through all the I don't know how to put it, but all the examination processes,
the driving tests,
exactly,
all of that
to pass before they come onto our roads. But we know the situation. So recently we have the enforcement division of the DVLA in place, trying to enforce this aspect of their work that they do by enforcing strictly and taking some of these rickety cars out of the road. But with some issues, it has to be suspended for now, but with time, it have to come back again for us to have some kind of sanity in the road sector.
Let me come to Chief Nat now, and thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. So, Frederick, Richard, we have been talking about the fair which is coming up. You are Digital Eye and you are partnering the ministry. I asked Frederick a question, why this program? I'll ask you the same. You tell me what the program is about and answer why the program, why the fair this time?
Right, thank you very much. And I'm so happy to meet you again for this novelty. Because you are good at it, and I remember what you've done in some years past. Yes, I must say that this is the best timing for Ghana to showcase what we have. You know, it has never happened in the history of Ghana where we have a fair that brings together people within the transport sector together, like the way we are seeking to do. And it is the vision of the president to reset. No, he's trying to reset. And
the reset agenda.
The reset agenda. And the Ministry of Transport also wants to position itself strategically to really lead the country into economic growth. And in doing so, we need to bring all our stakeholders together. I was very intrigued about the question you asked my colleague here regarding the rickety cars.
Rickety cars.
You know, and all of that boils down to regulations and policies.
Yes.
And some of the policies are made by people, I mean, just in their offices without interacting and interfacing with the people who actually are the beneficiary and the people who actually are supposed to be.
Yes, it's a problem all of us talk about, that policy formulators, policy implementers sit. I'm sorry to attack you though, but they sit at the ministry.
Yes.
If it's about water, if it's about agriculture, those of the people on the field who are farming, those in the water places who are doing the irrigation, they don't get to contribute to the policy formulation.
And you know me, I'm a community person.
Yes, of course. I mean, for all the work we have done.
Exactly. And so I would want to get the platform set for such dialoguing, getting the people, opening the doors for people who matter, those who are supposed to be the beneficiaries, those who are supposed to actually be affected by the policies that are being made, to interface with the policymakers. So that they dialogue and share their ideas and make input into how we can fine-tune those regulations and policies so that both sides agree, oh, this is how we want to go. That is what we call development. So this is a developmental agenda.
A reset agenda.
A reset agenda, where we are creating a platform, a level playing field where we would want the Okada people They have been invited. We have the
I am happy you mentioned Okada,
yes,
because there are perennial problems in the transport industry,
right,
not with the ministry,
right,
but the industry. So I was just asking him about the rickety cars. There was another question I was going to ask. The truck drivers who do overloading, they have the regulation. You cannot overload, but they do. How do we solve these things?
That's the point you just brought.
Mm.
So we have the law enforcement agencies who have also been invited. We've invited the police. They are coming in there. I mean, the various MTTD and all the other enforcement agencies, they are all coming. And we have invited the leadership of the transport unions to also be there. The Okada people are also
so
coming.
GPRTU is there, Protoa is there, all of them are coming.
And so what we are going to do is that we are pitching all of these issues. Why do you do this? The regulation says this. Then they will tell you, we need to refine the regulation, we need to do this. Then we can also do that. So that sometimes ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Yes.
But when people don't know certain things and they do certain things differently, you need to educate the people. So it's an advocacy platform. It's a knowledge-sharing platform. It's actually a jaw-drawing platform. It's a business platform. It's a platform where we are going to agree to disagree on certain things,
yes,
and then fine-tune policies going forward and regulations going forward.
Let me ask, because the ministry is here, I'll ask Frederick also, and then I'll come back to you on that same point. I'm happy about the kind of participants you're going to have. For example, the Okada riders, for example, the trotro operators, the GPRTU, the Proto, and so on and so forth. Are you going to take their consent? I'm sure that you are providing the platform. They would definitely express their concern. Are you going to capture their concerns and have a way that you would eventually, as a ministry, put it in play?
Exactly so. That is the essence of this fair. We want to widen the scope of consultation. We want to get the wide view of the general public and all the sector players. So with the side issues and all the dialogue sections, all these people are tabled to make a kind of a presentation or go into a kind of a discussion where their concerns will be tabled. And then we also want to solicit possible solutions for these concerns right from them. Because as the saying goes, wisdom doesn't lie in the head of one person. So we want to just open and spread out. And in the back in the ministry, we've been doing this, but it is on a limited...
At the ministry level.
At the ministry level. And we have these stakeholders, annual meetings, quarterly meetings here and there that we do this kind of dialoguing. But this time round, we want to bring it to the doorsteps of the public. The general public should come, tell us the solution, and which we're going to take, and it's going to inform policy. You know, the main mandate of the ministry is to formulate policy.
Exactly.
Once you formulate the policy, your agencies under you implement the policy. So the agencies like DVLA will implement all the road transport sector policies that the ministry will formulate. Likewise, the aviation sector and then the maritime and railway. So once the ministry formulates the policies, these sectors implement the policy. And then the enforcement agencies are also there.
Yes.
They are also there to enforce these policies that the ministry formulate and bring in.
Have you invited IOCO anyway? Because it's talking about enforcement. Transport Ministry is also an avenue for fraud and money laundering and so on and so forth. So I'll come back to you whether that's a point of interest for you. But because he mentioned enforcement, I mean, it's important that I ask. So please land on the points we're making.
Yeah. So in fact, the fair is for the public, for the public to give the ministry information as to their difficulties and the issues that need policy attention.
Frederick, how are you going to capture the concerns of, for example, trotro drivers? So, for example, Abusokan spare parts, Swami Magazine spare parts, who would come in there, whether as observers, whether as participants, whether as guests or however it is. How will you capture it and eventually bring it to the ministry, even though the ministry is going to be there?
Okay. So just like every other panel discussion, right? There's a topic for conversation. in the interest of the Abosokai spare part seller, Okada riders, they are going to be a part of that panel discussion in there in that room. And so whilst these conversations are ongoing, there are opportunities for them to voice their concerns, ask any questions. And so there's a chance for them to speak up as well. While all of this is happening, there are representatives from the Ministry of Transport who are going to be there themselves, listening and hearing the concerns of these people. So that is how we plan to listen and hear the concerns of all of these people. And some of them are even coming there as exhibitors as well. And so in all of this, they are also, voicing these concerns.
Are going to have policy documents at the end of the conference that you are going to hand over to the ministry, that this is what we have arrived at, the concerns, the topics, everything. Is that going to happen?
I'm glad you mentioned that, because for a very long time, the promise of being heard hasn't been realized for lots of people, right? And so lots of panel discussions end up just being conversations, but no, this is not what we are looking to do. We are looking to move into action, right? So we're looking to pull all of this together, like you said, policies, bring it forward to the administration. Okay, this is what the concerns are. This is what the people are saying. We need to do something about it.
Let me come back to the Yoko, then I'll ask you about the policy initiatives and so on and so forth.
True, that there are a lot of things that happen in that space. And most people do have, I have a family, a relative who fell victim to a similar ordeal where he had no clue that a car that he bought and all of that was a stolen one and all of that. And he ended up in the police station. So it happens a lot. And so what should people be looking out for? These are some of the things we're going to orient people about. And Yoko, they do the damage control. In actual fact, it's when things fail that they actually
come into,
understand? But for prevention, education, advocacy, and all of that, it's not their calling. It's actually within the domain of the Transport Ministry and the agencies that work under the Transport Ministry to do that education. And so that is that education that we are seeking to do, so that after you've been taught, you've been educated, you've been schooled on what you should be looking out for when you're trying to buy a car and all of that, and you go back and you fall victim, that's where Yoko will lay hands on you. You get it? And so at this point, no, we are not getting Yoko on board directly to do any such thing, but the police are there to actually educate.
For the training, for the
and orientation and all of that. And so that's what it is. But like Fred rightly said, we are having an exhibition, and we're going to put out there all the regulations that are supposed to be adhered to on display. And the Shippers Authority is doing the same thing. DVLA is doing the same thing. All of them, including
the maritime road transport,
and they are all doing the same thing. And then we have the Naval Command.
Okay.
They're also coming on board.
Okay.
They have some interesting things they're going to do on display on the sea, and we are going to have a sea tour as well.
Oh, really?
Yes, we're having a sea tour.
Wow.
And then we are also, people haven't traveled outside. Sometimes you need a visa to travel outside. And so if you haven't gotten the opportunity to get a visa to travel outside, you don't get a chance to sit in a plane.
Yes.
So we have an aircraft.
For people to sit in?
Free, you're not paying to sit in.
But are you going to register to be a participant?
Yes, you have to register.
Are you going to pay?
You have to register. The registration is free. But the tax...
So let me get it clear, because I thought that if you pay to register, then obviously you have paid for the ticket.
No.
To get on the plane.
You are not paying to register. So we want people to come there in their numbers to come and listen and be educated.
And get on the flight for free.
And getting on the flight, yes, it's for free. You are not paying a ticket to get on the flight, no. The only thing we are doing there is we have to categorize the people who are supposed to be boarded.
Yes.
And so we have a band, going for a token, right? So that we are able to identify, to avoid stampede, because they'll be going in cohorts. So that one is a private agency that is helping us to do that. And so you pay for the cost of the printing of that, that band. If you are interested in going on the
flight or on the sea.
On the sea too, you do the same thing. Then we have a free bus that is going to take you to the tarmac for you to board the flight. It takes you around and brings you back, and the bus will bring you back to the fairgrounds. Then we do the same thing for those who are going on the ship also. So that
but why are you now doing this? Why haven't you done this all this while?
We haven't done that, but there's time for everything. You know,
yours has been community development.
Yes,
developing.
I know.
So why? That's the question. Why haven't you done this all this?
We have leadership and we have leadership. You know, every leader comes with his own, vision and stuff like that. This is the vision of the minister, the current minister, Honorable Joseph Bupe, who says he would want to interact with the people. He doesn't want to just sit in the office and just be doing the policy. He wants to hear from the people, and he wants to give the people a feel. So we are having free EV test driving. We are having free electric bus.
Sit in, and enjoy.
Yes. And then we are having free air flights, and we are having free ship sea tour. You get it?
This is novel. To say this, but is it going to end there? There are people obviously in Fadimampontin, where I come from. There are people in Boli. There are people in Tumu. There are people in Savelugu. There are people in Salaga who will not be able to come. What happens to them? The ministry. What's your plan? Or maybe should I bring that back to you?
You throw it if you want me.
Well, so let me ask you. What's the plan? The minister is envisioning this. It's important. I will want to be part of it. I would want to definitely get on the sea, and those who cannot come because they are not in Accra. What happens?
You know, this is a policy issue. You know, in Ghana, the most popular mode of transport is the road transport that we all know. But to bring to the people that we have air transport, we have sea transport, you have rail transport, which people have faint idea about. We want them to experience this on the micro level, with which in the future, when we develop our waterway transport, people will be comfortable in doing that, because we have a policy coming where all the water, the rivers and then the water bodies in the country will be chartered.
You are going to make all of them means of transport?
Means of transport.
For all the rivers in the country?
Yes. All the major rivers. All will be reclaimed. You see, so for instance, if you go to what is happening to the Tama in Pakadan rail sector, it's a multi-modal sector that we're trying to operate. When the rail pick it, the sea bring it to the port, the rail pick it to Impakadan, to Akosombo port, then the river also cut the same thing to Bupe, and then the road takes it from there and go. That is the multimodal transport system that we're trying to operate.
Wow.
So once we take people in the fair through what Chief Nat just said, we want them to have a feel of air flight or air transport. We want them to have a feel of sea transport. Yeah, so they become something like because very soon we're charting the way right from Keta to Takoradi Port.
Yes.
So if you want to travel to Takoradi, for instance, you can go to Tema Port and then cut a ship from Tema Port
and straight to
Takoradi.
When is that going to happen?
In fact, we're working on it.
Currently?
Yes, I told you it's a policy issue.
Yes.
So they are all issues on the table. These issues will all come out at the dialogue sessions where we bring it up for dialogue. Then we solicit idea from the general public and all those things for policy input. So this is it.
I'm rounding up, but let me ask you. I asked Frederick what form the panel discussions are going to take, because there are differences, as Rich explained to us. We have almost concentrated too much on the road transport. We're always talking about road safety. We were just talking about rickety vehicles and all of that. But he explains to us the ministry has 4 major umbrellas: the maritime, the railway, the road, and then the aviation. Are you going to bundle everybody together in the panel discussions, or you're going to have sector by sector, or what form is it going to take? If I come in there within the 3 days, what should I expect?
Yes, so thank you so much. So what you should expect is that we are not going to bundle everything together at a go, because we have different interests and we have different ideologies that support each of the models that you've actually outlined. So we have segmented them. We have 3 different side session rooms, and then 1 main session that is going to happen every day. So on the in the 3 days, we are going to have, 2 of each happening on the main, and then others will be happening on the side session. So depending on your interest area,
you can go in.
Just go to this side A or side B or side C for the session that appeals to you. And we have students who are actually running courses on logistics and transport.
Yes.
Who have expressed the desire, and they are coming in their numbers to come and learn from these experts and experienced people. So, once again, it boils down to visionary ideals and visionary leadership, where the minister says he would want to have a cross-fertilization of ideas from academia to practice.
That's novel. We haven't had this, at least for the transport ministry,
exactly.
We haven't had this.
And, the cross-fertilization of ideas from academia to researchers to the practitioners and the experts and the private sector. He's actually bent on making sure that he creates an enabling environment for the private sector to really thrive. And therefore, we would want them to come and express themselves freely so that we are able to pick all those ideas and then pitch them together and then come up with more or less like a document that informs and guides the modal heads and various agency heads into revising, reviewing, and fine-tuning the existing policy.
We need to commend the minister on this one. But Minister, if you are watching, I'll come there and ask you when you are going to legalize Okada. You will need to give me a date on when exactly. It will not be a projection of it's in the pipeline or we are working on it. You would have to tell me when Okada will be legalized. It was a campaign promise, and you have been working towards it. Not for the negative reasons, but for especially Abubuya also, those who are competing with the Trotros, the Land Cruisers, all of them on the main roads, the ones that are carrying pure water. So I'll come and ask you about that. I don't want to put the spot on Richard here. But yes, Chief Nat has spoken about participants, the students who are coming, the institutions who have been, but for the general public, who is invited?
Okay, so everybody as far as I'm concerned, because everybody is affected by the policies that are churned out by the Ministry of Transport. Everybody travels, even if it's not by the air, it's not by water or by train, by land, right, and by road. And so everybody is invited to come there, share their thoughts, share their ideas, listen, learn, right, be a part of this transformation, part of this resetting agenda. Everybody is invited to come around and be a part of what I call first of its kind.
Where and when is it happening?
So it's happening at the World Trade Center from the 22nd of this month to the 24th.
World Trade Center, close to the AFCFTA building?
Yes.
Is that
okay?
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Near the National Theatre. That's
near
the most common one that everybody knows.
But will it accommodate the people that will come?
Yes.
Are you making enough arrangements?
We've made enough arrangements. In fact, the entire grounds is dedicated to this course.
Okay.
And we have series of cars. In fact, people have cars in this country. The EVs and some car that, most people had...
The ones that despite is displaying
I had no clue that there could be a car you just sit in and once you put on the seatbelt, it starts by itself.
Wow.
And it is there. You may not get the opportunity to buy it, but come and take a picture.
At least you will be able to sit in and drive and take a picture. Well, so... Thank you very much for your time. But how do people reach out to you, finally, to participate? For the ministry, those who will come through you, and for you, whether social media platforms or whatever it is, how do people reach out to you if they want to come? I'm sure people that are watching. Let me begin with you. I'll give you the final word and tell us why people should come. So, yes, Frederick, please.
Okay. So to answer the question directly, you can engage us through our website, Ghana Transport Log Fair. .org, and our social media platforms, GH Transport Log Fair.
Transport Log?
GH Transport Log Fair.
Okay, all right.
On Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. Now, before we go, there's something I actually wanted to share.
Please do.
So, as the marketing lead, this is beautiful what we're doing, the event, what the ministry is putting together. And we didn't want to make it just another fair, right? There's a number of experientials like Dr. Chief Nat shared, like the ship, the plane ride, the cars, the EV drives. But there's something special that we have, right? It's actually already launched. It's called the Treasure Hunt. So in partnership with one of our sponsors, i2 Motors, they're giving out a free car, a Jetour T2 2025 model.
I'm sure I'll win that. I'll definitely win.
So it's open to the general public, right? All you need to do to win the car is find a key. So a key's been hidden somewhere here in Accra. And from Monday, we've been releasing clues as to where the exact
then I will come to the website. I'll go to your website.
So the clues are on the social media pages, on TikTok, on Facebook, and on Instagram. You just have to decode the clues, and then it leads you. So as we're speaking, there are people all around the premises and around parts of Accra looking for the key. Looking for the key. And once you find the key, the car will be awarded to you there.
Excellent. We will all be looking for the key. So we'll be following you on social media. And we'll begin looking for the key immediately.
Definitely.
For the ministry, I mean, I asked you, why did you support this? But your final words for people that are watching you.
Yeah, that's great. In fact, if you want to understand policy, please come to the fair. It's all about policy and understanding policy. We will have people stand by to explain everything to you and also to answer all the questions that you have bothering you. So please come and experience what you have never experienced before. All the innovations, as I said, that the theme for the fair is resetting Ghana's transport sector through improved connectivity, innovation,
and investment.
So come. All the questions that you have, all the things that are bothering you, come and you have answers to.
And Frederick, you would have to maybe see my CEO and make sure that we are covering it live for you from for the 3 days at least to give it a lot more mileage.
That's a great.
I mean, as partners. And your final words in 1 minute, and then we can.
Yes, I will say that first and foremost, I would like to thank all those who believe in this cause. We have a lot of sponsors coming on board. But we have GH Link coming on board. We have Zonda Motors coming on board. We have, i2 Motors. We have so many other, agencies coming on board. And we are so grateful to the minister for having this idea and then sharing with us so that we're able to share with the public. I would say that this is a golden opportunity. And it's the best time to be a Ghanaian, actually. And you need to come out and come and have this experience to share with your generation and generation yet unborn.
All right, so thank you very much, and thank you for joining me this afternoon. Chief Nat Nsako, Ibu Nsako is a CEO Digital Eye Limited, I would say one of the numerous companies. And the director of, why am I giving you the doctor from PhD? You have to immediately. So the director of admin for the Ministry of Transport is Richard Fedieli. Fedieli is the director of admin for the Ministry of Transport. And Frederick Say is the marketing lead for this event that's coming up. Thank you very much for coming through, gentlemen. I'll go on a short break, but I'm here. I'm still here. You need to stay with me. When I come back, I told you that today, I'm told, is a World Food Day, and we're going to talk about it. Stay with me.
Manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Africa's green future starts here. ISTA 2025. Join the second International Conference on Environment, Social, Governance and Sustainable Development of Africa, happening October 23rd to 24th at the Gimpa Executive Conference Center, Accra, Ghana, and online. Theme: From Cradle to Cradle, putting ESG and sustainability first in Africa's green transition efforts. Register now at ista.greencommunitiesgh.com or call. This event is in collaboration with key academic partners, including industry partners are proudly sponsored by Let's Shape Africa's Sustainable Future Together at ISTA 2025.
Watching DSTV means getting the TV you love, but staying connected means getting something extra. Stunning. Extra matches, extra dramas, the best local and the world's biggest. Extra laughter, music, movies, and extra vim. I love it. Just stay connected or reconnect and get upgraded to the next higher package at no extra cost. Charlie, we got you. Keep watching. Get more with DSTV.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame? As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Obey him later.
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Go be from Georgia, be luckiest. From not the block, she be luckiest. Me and you go be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky, everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God apple boom. If you're poor, what's that? So would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey!
Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
You're welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. We are still on Business Edge, and we're giving you the best of business here in the country. We are back in the studio now, and I told you earlier on that today is a World Food Day. Do you check the quality of the food that you eat? Do you actually check, or are you concerned about where the food that you eat is coming from? Are you concerned about the farmer who is producing that food for you, or do you check where it's coming from? And then everything that happens within the entire value chain. Or all you do is you get to the market, Abulushi market, Malata market, or any of those markets, or even to the mall and buy your food products. Is that all you do? Today is an important day for you to be concerned about that. And I'm happy to have in the studio here the General Agricultural Workers Union, the Deputy General Secretary of the General Agricultural Workers Union. We mentioned GAU, and a lot of people think it's Ghana Agricultural Workers Union, but they are General Agricultural Workers Union. Dr. Pascal Ajongba Kata is Kaba. Yes, Kaba is his name. Doc, thank you very much for joining.
Thank you very much.
I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, we are doing well.
Mm-hmm. And well, let me ask you what GAU is. For us, we will know, but for the purposes of those who are watching, we say General Agricultural Workers Union, GAU. Some people even think Ghana Agricultural Workers Union. But who are you?
Good. So the General Agricultural Workers Union is a mouthpiece for all workers within the agricultural value chain in Ghana. So basically, we are a pressure group. We are a trade union. and for all workers within the agriculture value chain in Ghana. And to talk about that, we have members in the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, at the district level, we call them Department of Agriculture, and then Cocoa Board, and then CSR, Center for Scientific and Industrial Research. Then all the oil palm plantations in Ghana are also our members. So basically, we are mouthpiece to
so Benzo oil palm, they are all part of you. All of these,
yes, the Ghana oil palm plantation.
Yes, yes.
So all these
it's a big union then.
Yes, we are actually a big union. And actually, we are the biggest in West Africa by way of agriculture union.
Oh wow,
the biggest in West Africa.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. But you mentioned to me that you are contemplating changing the name to Ghana.
Yes.
If you are the biggest in West Africa, is it possible you may go beyond the borders of Ghana to include other associations?
Yes, it's in terms of jurisdiction, as a trade union, it's difficult
to go beyond.
Yes. But when it comes to working, we work with other trade unions as well.
Right.
For instance, we work with the Egyptian Trade Union on Agriculture. We're in partnership with them, so we work with them as well. And then even in Ivory Coast, we have another one, two there that we work with. So in Zimbabwe. So all these ones we work together. But the thing has to do in terms of jurisdiction, you can't have jurisdiction over them in terms of the
I agree.
That is why.
I agree.
You can work on both sides.
But today is World Food Day.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you, Gao, and how are you celebrating it? How should we as a country take it?
Yeah, in terms of the World Food Day, we in Gao are very happy about the day, and it's good that these things come. The fact is they come to remind us of what does it take for us to have food. They come to remind us about the issue about when we talk about food security. Many a times when we talk about food security, people just think they're just about accessibility, just having food, but it goes beyond that. It goes beyond just having food, but to having food on a sustainable basis.
Yes,
so it's not
on
just
a sustainable basis. I'm happy about that.
It's not just about having, but it should be sustainable, and also that food should be quality.
Yes,
it should be quality as well. So when we talk about World Food Day, it goes to remind us what that we have all these indicators in place in our country, Ghana,
to ensure food security, to be able to say that we qualify as a food secured nation.
Exactly.
But from you are a doctor, from what you're telling me, is Ghana qualified as a food secured nation?
These issues are done on a case by case basis. So depending on the year in question, we might say at that particular year we are food secured. Because what is it? In terms of availability, we can say that yes, we are food secured. But sometimes in terms of accessibility, availability and accessibility are not the same. The food is available, but you can't access it. So, for instance, as we talk right now, we have a lot of rice in northern Ghana. You in Accra don't have rice.
That's true.
So, to them...
So, it can be available, but we don't have it.
Exactly. You can't access it. But the food is available. It's not accessible.
So, per your data, Ghana is food secured if we are talking about availability.
Exactly. If we are talking about availability, yes, it's food secured. Because it's available to whoever. That person is available to that person. But to you who can access it, it's not available to you.
And those of us who are in Accra and are looking for it, the price of it and so on and so forth.
Exactly. Just quite recently, I think in one of the districts, there was, I think the Ashanti region or so, there was a lot of tomatoes. And then the MP had to come and talk for President.
Asante Achim, Member of Parliament, had to come and appeal to the President.
It's the same story. Was it they had a lot of tomatoes. In Accra here, did you have a lot of tomatoes? You go and a bucket is 50 cities, 100 cities, 200 cities. But over there, at that point in time, you could get a bucket for, let's say, 5 cities. And these are the things.
Let's look at sustainability also. Are we secured as a country based on sustainability, if you want to use that also as a mark?
Yes. You see, what is it? One of the key things that we as our sector, we are happy about, or we try to concentrate. And when we talk about the sustainability, for these things to be sustainable, it means that the structures should be well placed.
Yes.
For instance, if you take Ghana as we stand right now, we only have the Ministry of Food and Agriculture only in Accra.
Oh,
most of you might
know
in the
regions.
They are not in the regions.
They are in the districts.
We don't have them there.
We have agric officers in the district. We have extension officers in the district.
Good. That is the difference. You don't get a difference.
Please explain to me.
Exactly. At the district and the region level, we have what we call Department of Agriculture.
Department of Agriculture.
Exactly. So, in fact, when the Minister of Food and Agriculture gives instructions, those instructions cannot be taken by those people on the ground.
Why?
Because those people on the ground belong to a different ministry. They belong to the Ministry of Local Government.
Whoa. The Department of Agriculture
Exactly.
are staff of the Ministry of Local Government under the district chief executive or the municipal chief executive or the metropolitan chief executive.
Exactly. And at the regional level, the regional director of agriculture is a staff of the
Local Government
Coordinating Council,
which is
handled by the regional minister.
But they are supposed to coordinate with the Ministry of Agric.
That is a problem. So, in fact, currently, a smart way the current minister is doing is to recruit people who call Feed Ghana coordinators.
Yes. That's under the Feed Ghana program.
Under the Feed Ghana program. Because the staff of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, who are supposed to be on the ground, who are called Department of Agriculture staff, he can't give them direct instructions.
But that will bring duplicity of jobs.
If not,
because if I go into
the guy is limiting.
If I go into Wenchi or Branham to farm, and I need farm inputs, I need agricultural products to work with, or I need extension services, or I need support from the ministry, it's the Department of Agriculture I would go to. Now, if there is a Feed Ghana extension or Feed Ghana officers, who will I go to?
Yes. If you really need them, you are more likely to get them from the Feed Ghana coordinator than to get it from the Department of Agriculture.
Because the local government staff won't support you.
Because as I talk to you, one of the biggest challenges we have on the ground is the fact that our farmer to extension ratio is 1 is to 1,500.
1
is to 1,500.
1,500.
There's only so much noise about teachers and nurses, but all these ones, we've gone beyond the UN standard.
Yes.
For instance, the UN standard for a teacher is 1 is to 50. 25, 1 is to 25. Ghana, ours is 1 is to 19.
So we are actually beyond.
We actually have more teachers than
we have exceeded the UN limit. But for farmers and agriculture,
the standard is 1 is to 500. We have 1 is to 1,500. Every year.
Please go on.
Every year we keep talking about teachers, recruitment of teachers, clearance for teachers and clearance for nurses. Have you ever heard of clearance for extension officers?
Yes, who will supervise the work you are doing?
Exactly.
No, we don't hear of it.
Good. Because unlike the teachers and the nurses who go to their various colleges, and after, even whilst in college, they are paid allowances. Those who go to the agri colleges, whilst in college, they are not paid allowances. They finish, we have over 6 to 10 years backlog of students from agri colleges who are sitting there doing nothing.
Bismarck Owusu Norte is the Executive Director of Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana. He's joined us on the line. I want to speak to him, and I'll come back and ask you what's, apart from these things we are saying, or if it is part, what you will describe as your biggest challenge. And number 2, how we can, as a country, have food security in terms of sustainability and you said availability is there, but accessibility. So in terms of the 2 areas that you are talking about. Bismarck, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you're doing well. Today is your day.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me. And afternoon to the co-panelists with you.
Yes. Today is your day, World Food Day. What is significant about it for you? You are a farmer. You have an association that you deal with food every day. What would you us to remember? Would you want us to remember today for?
Well, today is not only a day for farmers; it's a day for everyone because everyone consumes food. So without food, there's no way we can sustain life. So it's quite important that for a day dedicated to such an important aspect of our life, we need to do some sort of reflection to see how, as a country, we can have a part to ensure that the plans or the vision that we have to ensure that Ghana as a country is food sufficient. We are sufficient in food production.
Yes.
We have some sovereignty when it comes to the food that we are consuming, and we have absolute control over the food that we have, and that we are producing food that are relevant to the people, to industry. I think those are the key things that we need to reflect on as a country as we commemorate today as a World Food Day. It brings to bear a lot of nagging issues that has bedeviled the sector that has limited farmers' capacities to be able to produce the food that is desired for the whole country. And I'm sure that your panelists would have already mentioned a litany of challenges that continues to confront our sector, and especially for us at PFAG, smallholder farmers who continue to serve as the backbone for the country. I think that as a country, we need to find a way to prioritize food production in Ghana, which I don't think that we are doing enough. If you read several reports, either from the FAO or even from the African Union, there is evidence to suggest that as a country, we are not putting our mouth where our heart is. One of the key things that we need to do to ensure that as a country, our food situation is very much on the right path is ensure that we have deepened investment in the agricultural sector, which is something that successive governments have failed us. And I'm sure that we should get to a point where that particular issue shouldn't be a problem, an issue for discussion.
Yes.
If you recall, or if you know, Ghana has signed on to a commitment under the African Union that for every year, at least, we have to dedicate at least 10% of our annual budget to agric.
Yes.
Unfortunately, our governments have failed to do that. In fact, this year, we did less than 1%, which is quite disappointing. This means that we are not getting the right investment that will propel us to have that economic growth. Now, aside that, there are also some policy constraints or policy architecture that also has a very big problem for us. Let me give you an example.
All right.
When the previous government was in power, they introduced what they call the Planting for Food and Jobs.
Yes.
It was led by a sector minister. When that minister left and a new minister under the same government came, he also brought a phase 2 of that program.
Okay.
When that government left and we have a new government, we have introduced another one called the Feed Ghana program.
Yes.
In the next 3 or 4 years, if you have elections and it's a new government, we'll have another agricultural program. So the problem is, why are we not even consistent as a country to have a national plan, long-term plan for the agricultural sector, where we are all clear that this is the vision we want to achieve, and every government, irrespective of the party, will go by that blueprint. If you don't do that, we are in trouble. Because you might have some very good successes of a program, but the program cannot travel its full length because there's a change in power.
Yes.
And that has been the bane of a lot of challenges that we have. I heard one of my colleagues talk about the decentralization, which I also believe is a major challenge to our agricultural development in the country.
Please explain to me that point.
As he rightly mentioned, initially, before decentralization, you have the Ministry of Food and Agric and their officers across the regions and across the districts. Now, because of decentralization, we have moved the Ministry of Food and Agri to just be a policy formulation ministry based in Accra with all their directorates. And then you have the regional directors of Agri and the district directors falling under the local government.
Yes,
So
yes,
you
yes.
have
So, Doc explained this point.
Yes.
Doc explained this point. I thought that you were going to make a different point, but Doc explained this one already. And
Right.
we all agree that there should be a way out. What do you want the government to do? To move the extension officers to the Ministry of Agri or the
I
Department
think
of Agri?
we have to relook at the decentralization policy, especially for the agricultural sector, because it's not helping.
Okay.
The agri directors, there are a lot of times they seem very much confused.
I agree.
In terms of how they should implement the program and their reporting parts. And you know, when their mandates falls within the local assembly, which is headed by a politician, that's the DCE or regional minister, there's a lot of conflicts and tension. And that doesn't translate well to farmers having the right benefit to benefit. So I think that we have to relook at that particular one. We have to relook at, as I mentioned, our policy landscape as to how do we ensure that policies that we have as a country are long-term, so that those policies will outlive a particular political party, so that we are not on the spree of changing and introducing policies every 4 years. It doesn't help for continuity, it doesn't help for growth, it doesn't help for stability, it's not good for investments. And then my third point, as I mentioned, is the fact that we need as a country to put our money where our heart is.
All right.
We pride ourselves as an agricultural nation. We have much of our population involved in agriculture. Let us put in the right investments.
Okay.
The right investment to ensure that at the production level, farmers have access to all their input and infrastructure.
Okay.
At the marketing level, we have a system where when farmers know that when they produce, there's a system to take up the produce from them.
There will be offtake. There will be proper offtake for them. There will be proper offtake for them. But thank you very much, Bismarck Owusu-Nortey. He is the executive director, Peasant Farmers Association. Let me come back to you, Doc. Our time is actually up, and let me take your final words. And of course, to answer the two questions: how do we sustain and ensure food security? So sustenance and then accessibility. Then we round up in 2 minutes.
Oh, yes, good. So like my colleague Bismarck said, there's the need for us to urgently stop the talk in terms of our agriculture sector and really invest in the sector. When you go to the European, you see, these Europeans, at the end of the day, they keep telling us not to subsidize. Meanwhile, that's what they do to their farmers.
Do in their countries.
And then in our case, they say no. When it comes to, for instance, if you go to China, Ghana water, like if their version of Ghana water, water that agricultural people use for irrigation purpose or for their gardens and what, is subsidized. The rate you pay just because you are using the water.
It's different from the household.
It's different from if you are using it for household. It's cheaper to rather use water. By Ghana, if I decide to use Ghana water to water my farm, I'll pay a lot of money. I can't use that. So that's why you see people using. And one thing that we have, when you started, you talked about that thing. The only thing that we have traceability in Ghana is cocoa. Vegetables, agriculture, all of them, what we eat, which is even more important to us.
It is not traceable.
It's not traceable. So you don't know all the...
How do we get the data to quote in the Ghana Statistical Service Program?
No, when we talk about traceability, it simply means knowing the source from which your food is coming from.
I get it.
Yes, so all the vegetables we're eating, you don't know where it is coming from. Whether they are using fecal waste water to water it, you don't know. It is only cocoa we have.
That's very possible anyway.
Ghana, we don't have it. Only cocoa has it. And these are very important. And the people who are the actors who are supposed to ensure these things happen are not even there to do it for us, which are the staff of the agricultural service.
Doc, let me say thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you for coming through. And I'm sure that we'll continue this conversation and the problems that abound in the agri sector anytime that you are available. So, Dr. Pascal Ajongba Kaba is Deputy General Secretary of the General Agricultural Workers Union. And that does it for the show this afternoon. My name is Kwesi Afie. You want to continue watching Metro Television. Thank you very much for staying.
This week on the PL Show, we're thrilled to have Madam Victoria Seshi Okai, a woman who embodies the spirit of innovation and dedication in early childhood education.
There were so many lapses that I realized in my childhood journey that if it had been handled well, I might have been a better version of me than I am now.
Join us as we delve into Victoria's inspiring journey and discover how she's impacting countless children's lives.
We are mainly focused on learning toys that contribute to early cognitive development. For busy parents, we encourage that you have enough of these self-teaching toys.
Baker, great work. Can you find more?
All the kids need to do is touch and learn.
The PL Show is brought to you